Hello friends, welcome to English Minds. Today we will discussing on William Wordsworth, The Table Turned. The Table Turned by William Wordsworth advocates for a return to nature as the ultimate teacher. It contrasts the restrictive knowledge of books with the liberating wisdom found in nature, urging readers to embrace simplicity and natural beauty for spiritual and intellectual growth. The turned in this poem, Wordsworth emphasized the superiority of nature over bookish knowledge. He invites his friend to leave books behind and immerse in the natural world, where wisdom flows effortlessly. He argues that nature teaches moral and spiritual truths better than academic learning. This poem highlights the romantic belief in the healing and enlightening power of nature, contrasting with it with the artificiality of human contrast. Like books and rigid education, the table turned up, my friend, and quit your books, or surely you will go double. कवि अपने मित्र से किताबें छोड़ने और बाहर प्रकृति में आने का आग्रह करता है। वह चेतावनी देता है कि किताबों में डूबे रहने से उसका व्यक्तित्व एक तरफा और बोझिल हो जाएगा। Up, my friend, and clear your looks. Why all this toil and trouble? वह अपने मित्र से व्याख्या करता है कि चेहरे की उदासी को दूर करें। यह मेहनत और चिंता क्यों? प्रकृति में खुशी और शांति पाई जा सकती है। The sun above the mountain's head. A freshening luster mellow. कभी सुबह के समय सूरज के उदय का वर्णन करता है। सूरज की किरणें पर्वतों के ऊपर से निकलकर धरती पर एक नई ताजगी, कोमल और चमक बिखेर रही है। Through all the long green fields has spread his first sweet evening yellow. यह रोशनी भरे खेतों में फैल जाती है और शाम के समय सूरज का सुनहरा प्रकाश एक सुखद एहसास कराता है। Books, this a dull and endless strife. Come here, the woodland linnet. कवि कहता है किताबें पढ़ना उबाऊ और अंतहीन संघर्ष है। इसके बजाय जंगल में गाने वाले पक्षियों जैसे लिनेट की आवाज़ सुनो। हाउ स्वीट हिज म्यूजिक ऑन माई लाइफ, देयर इज मोर ऑफ विजडम इन इट। वह पक्षी के मधुर संगीत की प्रशंसा करता है और कहता है कि इनमें किताबों से अधिक ज्ञान और समझ है। एंड हार्क हाउ ब्लिद द थ्रोस्टल सिंग, ही टू इज नो मैन प्रीचर। कवि कहता है कि जंगल में थ्रोस्टल एक पक्षी का गीत सुनो। वह भी एक महान शिक्षक है और हमें जीवन का महत्व सिखा सकता है। कम फोर्थ इनटू द लाइट ऑफ थिंग्स, लेट नेचर बी योर टीचर। कवि अपने मित्र को बाहर आने और प्रकृति को अपना शिक्षक बनाने के लिए प्रेरित करता है। सी हैज़ अ वर्ल्ड ऑफ रेडी वेल्थ। Our minds and hearts to bless. Spontaneous wisdom breathed by health, truth breathed by cheerfulness. कवि व्याख्या करता है कि प्रकृति में अनंत संपत्ति और ज्ञान है जो हमारे मन और दिल को आनंदित करती है। प्रकृति में हमें सहज ज्ञान और सच्चाई मिलती है जो हमारे स्वास्थ्य और खुशी को बढ़ाती है। One impulse from a vernal wood may teach you more of man. एक बसंत के जंगल में मिलने वाला एक छोटा सा अनुभव भी मनुष्य के बारे में अधिक सिखा सकता है। Of moral evil and of good, then all the sages can. यह अनुभव नैतिक बुराई और अच्छाई को समझाने में विद्वानों से अधिक प्रभावी है। स्वीट इन द लोर विच नेचर ब्रिंग्स our mending intellect misses the beauteous form of things we murder to dissect. कवि कहता है कि प्रकृति द्वारा सिखाई गई मीठी और सरल शिक्षा मीठी और सरल होती है, जबकि हमारा दखल अंदाज दिमाग चीज़ों को बिगाड़ देता है। हमारा विज्ञान और विश्लेषण चीज़ों की सुंदरता को बिगाड़ देता है, वस्तुओं की सुंदरता को बिगाड़ देता है। हम ज्ञान के लिए प्रकृति को नष्ट कर देते हैं। इनफ thus of science and art close up those barren leaves. Come forth and bring with you a heart that watches and receives. कवि विज्ञान और कला से थक चुका है और कहता है कि उन निर्जीव किताबों को बंद कर दो। कम फोर्थ, वह अपने मित्र से आग्रह करता है कि बाहर आए और एक ऐसा दिल लेकर आए जो प्रकृति को देख सके और उसकी सुंदरता और सीख को आत्मसात कर सके। यह कविता प्रकृति के महत्व और उसकी शिक्षा को दर्शाती है। I hope you are a serious applicant. Please ensure you have a pen paper ready to take notes or complete your assessment accurately. Let's start. The table turned is part of which collection? Option B, Lyrical Ballads. The Table Turn is one of the poems in Lyrical Ballads 1798, co-authored by Wordsworth and Coleridge. 19 Wordsworth, 4 Coleridge. The Rhyme and Ancient Mariner. First, Last, Tintin Abbey. By Wordsworth, by Coleridge. What is the central theme of The Table Turned? Option B, wisdom of nature over books. The poem emphasizes that nature is a better teacher than books. In The Table Turned, Wordsworth contrasts option B, nature and the books. Wordsworth contrasts nature wisdom with the intellectual explanation pursuit of book learning. What form is the table turned written in? Option 4, C. Lyric poem. Which poetic device is prominent in the table turned? Option B. Option D. Personification. Nature is personified as a teacher and a source of wisdom. The poem begins with an invitation to option B. Quit books and enjoy nature. The poem begins with a direct invitation to stop reading and engage with nature. Wordsworth refers to which natural teacher in the table turned? Option D. All of the above: the sun, the woodland linnet, and the throstle. Wordsworth refers to the sun, linnet, and throstle as natural teacher. The table turn advocates rejecting. Option B. Scientific dissection. The poem critiques how scientific dissection destroys the beauty of nature. The poem suggests that wisdom comes from option B, direct experience of nature. Wordsworth believes true wisdom comes from observing and experiencing nature. The lines are mending intellect mishaps, the beauteous forms of things criticized. Option B, intellectual and over analysis. Wordsworth criticized how intellectual analysis distorts the natural beauty of things. What does Wordsworth suggest books do the mind? Option B, restrict it. Wordsworth argues that books limit the mind ability to connect with nature. What bird does Wordsworth mention as a teacher in the table turns? Option B, linnet. The woodland linnet is a metaphor for nature's simplicity and wisdom. Wordsworth refers to the nature as a source of option B, ready wealth. Nature provides an abundance of beauty and knowledge effortlessly. The woodland linnet symbolizes option B, natural wisdom. The linnet symbolizes the wisdom of simplicity of nature. According to the poem, nature teaches option B, moral, evil, and good. Nature is depicted as a moral guide teaching humans values. Wordsworth believes that truth comes from option B, nature's cheerfulness. Wordsworth less sees truth and wisdom as emanating from the joy of nature. What does Wordsworth mean by we murder to deceit? Option A, nature is destroyed by over analysis. Wordsworth criticized how scientific inquiry can harm the appreciation of nature's beauty. What phrase the romantic ideal in the poem? Option D, all of the above. Let nature be your teacher. Books this a dull and endless strife. Enough thus of science and art. All of the above. Option D. This line encapsulates romantic ideals of intuition, natural beauty, and emotional wisdom. What does the phrase spontaneous wisdom implied in the poem? Wisdom gained through instinct and experience in nature. Option A. The poem emphasizes this rejecting which of the following. Option B, science and art. The poem critiques the dominance of science and the art over natural experiences. The table turned reflects which literary movement enlightenment. Option B, romanticism. Wordsworth romanticism focus on option B, nature and emotions. Romanticism emphasizes the power of nature and human feelings. In the table turned, Vernal Wood refers to option B, a springtime forest. What does Wordsworth urge his friend to close? Option B, the barren leaves. Books. Wordsworth advises closing books and learning from nature instead. The table turned is best described as option B, a lyrical exhaustion. The poem is a lyrical appeal to abandon books and embrace nature. The poem uses apostrophe to address option B, a friend. The poem uses apostrophe to address a friend directly. What does Wordsworth consider the greatest source of wealth? Option A, nature. Wordsworth considers nature to be the greatest source of wealth and wisdom. Which of the following lines supported wisdom Wordsworth's anti-intellectual stance? Option D. All of the above. We murder to dissect. Let nature be your teacher. Books teach and dull and endless strife. How does Wordsworth view human intellect in the poem? As a meddler in natural beauty. Option B. Wordsworth criticized how human intellect distort natural simplicity. The table turned is a response to which poem in lyrical ballads? Option B. Option B. Expostulation and reply. The poem advocates for the superiority of option B experiential and learning through nature. Experiential learning through nature. Wordsworth emphasized learning through direct engagement with nature rather than abstract philosophies. Which aspects of nature is personified in the poem? Option D. All of the above. Trees, birds, and the sun. The phrase books tis a dull of and endless strife implies. Option B. Books lead to unnecessary mental conflict. Wordsworth critiques books as being overly complex and dull compared to nature's simplicity. What is the tone of the poem? Option B. Didactic. This poem has a teaching tone, urging the reader to follow nature's wisdom. What does Wordsworth suggest should be abandoned in favor of nature's? Option D. All of the above. Art, science, and books. The table turned uses which bird as a symbol of nature's? Option A. Linnet. The linnet represents the simplicity and purity of nature's wisdom. According to the poem, the teachings of nature are option B spontaneous. Nature's teaching are immediate and intuitive, not contrived or theoretical. It's what does Wordsworth criticize about scientific study? Option B its ability to kill the beauty of nature. Wordsworth critiques science for its a tendency to dissect and destroy the natural world beauty. What does Wordsworth mean by clear your looks? Option B. To refresh your mind through nature. Clear your looks suggest renewing one's perspective by observing nature. What does the word barren? In barren leaves metaphorically refer to? Option B. Books. Barren leaves is a metaphor by for the dry and unproductive nature of book learning compared to nature. Wordsworth views science as option B, a distraction from nature's wisdom. Wordsworth critiques science as a diversion from the profound truths offered by nature. What does Wordsworth claim the meanest flower can do? Option C, provide profound thoughts. Wordsworth believes that even the simplest natural element, like a flower, can evoke deep reflection. The poem conveys which romantic principle? Option B, worship of nature as a teacher. This aligns with romanticism emphasis on nature's superiority over intellectual pursuit. The mood of the mood created by the table turned each reflective and instructive. The poem reflects of nature on nature's wisdom and instructs the reader to embrace it. Wordsworth advises his friend to quit books because option B, nature's lessons are more enriching. Wordsworth values the depth of and simplicity of nature's teaching over books. What does Wordsworth mean by let nature be your teacher? Option B. Understand life's truth through, through natural observation. Wordsworth suggests learning life truths directly from nature rather than through formal education. The throstle in the poem is a symbol of option C, natural joy and wisdom. The throstle, like the linnet, represents the joy and wisdom inherent the nature. The table turned primarily emphasized which kind of knowledge. Option D, experiential knowledge. The poem advocates learning through direct experience with nature rather than theoretical knowledge. What does Wordsworth suggest as a remedy for strife? Option A, observing nature. Wordsworth proposes the immersing oneself in nature resolve the mental and emotional conflicts caused by intellectual pursuit. The poem ultimately conveys Wordsworth's belief that nature is the ultimate source of wisdom. Option B. The core belief the, of the poem is that nature provides a richer and more authentic understanding of life. William Wordsworth, The Table Turned, highlights nature as a source of wisdom, contrasting it with the limitations of intellectual pursuit. Its is highly relevant today amidst environmental crisis, mental health challenges, and over reliance on technology. The poem urges reconnecting with nature for emotional and spiritual well being, promoting mindfulness and sustainability area in the era dominated by screens and data. It advocates experiential learning and holistic education, emphasizing simplicity over materialism. Wordsworth's call to let nature be your teacher resonates with modern efforts to balance innovation with preservation, making the poem a timeless reminder of nature's vital role in human life. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned for more informative content and make sure to hit bell icon to never miss an update. Stay inspired, stay curious. See you in the next video. Thank you.